I am the Headless Headhunter, a corporate recruiter here to review your resumes to get you ahead of the job market. So, our first resume is a business analyst. Their ratio is not terrible, actually. It's 1 in 50, which I think is like the bare minimum you should have. They've applied to over 200 jobs since the beginning of the year, which actually, since this is the very last day of April, that's 4 full months, 200 jobs is not enough. In fact, I think that might be your issue, is probably 200 is not enough. You should do about 50 a week. 50 jobs a week is ideal. That's also why I tell people to not customize for the individual job, but for the job title, because customizing your resume for each job you apply to will break you, but doing it for the job title allows you to send them en masse. So, see, they had around 5 interviews. Oh, but they only got the first time screening. The rest were 1 or 2 to get to the second round, but not past that. So yeah, you need to apply to more. Ideally, you should be applying to 50 a week. That is ideal. 50 a week is for what most people should do. So what we're going to be looking for as a business analyst is SQL, data analysis, Tableau, Power BI, Looker, cross-functional from IC to stakeholders, multitask projects, and explain complex topics to non-technical people. So basically, you need to explain to Billy Bob and McBoberson about how the data works and your analysis works, and they do not know how to turn on a computer, along with Excel, Advanced, Word, and PowerPoint. So formatting is good, thank you. Yeah, this is okay to have down here. They should both be in bullet points, but this is not huge, whatever. And then if you are a U.S. citizen, put U.S. citizen or green card holder here if you're applying the U.S. Then work history, product, data lead, analyst, intern. Okay. Utilize SQL, good, to conduct and behavior report with actual guidelines, marketing strategy of the products instead of Power BI, good. Okay, so this is a little too big of a sentence. It's not bad, but it's a little too big. I want to see something like guided marketing strategies of our products using Power BI and Power BI dashboard to visualize key metrics and SQL. That should be close to what you need. Like, actionable insight is nice, but you also need to show how you explain it. But really what I'm looking for here is the SQL and the Power BI and the dashboards along with visualization. Acted as a bridge between product managers, technical and marketing requirements, and cross-functional. You're overthinking this. So you're using too much flowery language, okay? There's a lot of people that say you need your resume to sound fancy. You need to say, I leveraged my potatoes for follow you the blah blah blah. We don't want that. We want it to be basic and boring and simple, right? So worked cross-functionally with technical teams, and you can put like marketing X, Y, and Z, where I acted as a subject matter expert to ensure we were on alignment or answered any questions, right? That way you could do explain complex topics. Manage agile. I don't think agile is a huge keyword for business analysts. Board through product lifecycle, engineers ensure timely delivery. Again, I don't know if there's really much here I need. Create a presentation using PowerPoint. Again, that's good, but where's the Excel? Strategic supporting maintenance integrity of data. I don't care about this. Wrote complex SQL, built for Power BI KPIs. Okay, so here's the thing. I didn't see Excel here once. I'm not a fan of this. I know originally I had this on here, and I've changed my mind. You need these to be in the bullet points. It needs to be a how, what, why. What, how, why, all right? So this can be shrunk a little bit, probably by one keyword. I want to see Excel up top. SQL is good. Power BI you had? That's good. Data visualization is good. But I want to see that, like, instead of acted as a bridge, blah, 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 is worked cross-functionally with company stakeholders, where I explained complex topics in a simple to understand way. And then also used Excel. I don't know where you used Excel. So is this a bad resume? No, I don't think this is awful. This is not a garbage resume, but it could definitely be better. I think this is closer to like a C resume. So if you wanted to give it a grade, it'd be like a 70%, 75%. And if you do the changes of adding those keywords, simplifying it in its language, it will basically go to a like B+ to an A resume. So that's what I would like you to do, and I think that would help you. But again, it's not the worst, and you still need to apply to more jobs per week. Seriously, 50 per week should be what you should aim for. So If this was helpful to everybody, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you need more help, I look up these keywords on my Twitch live stream at twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter.com. It's also down below in the link. So is the formatting for my resume. My resume formatting, whatever. Next resume. You can find the formatting in the link below. That is what I wanted to say. This is a This is a resume of a full stack software engineer. They have about 100 to 1 ratio, which is not great, but again, could be a lot worse. Not good though. And they are a recent grad with a prior 10-month internship looking for their first entry-level software job. So your first job after college will be the hardest job search of your life. Even in a good economy, which at the time of this video, it ain't a good economy. It's a very bad economy. We're in like a recession. It'll still be hard. So it's extra hard now, which is why for specifically entry-level grads in a bad market, I will say 1 in 75 is your equivalent to a C- instead of 1 to 50 in your interview ratio, because it's just tough. And fantastic resumes aside, even if you apply to the role as fast as possible, because that's how ATSs sort, first come, first serve, it's still going to be very tough. So let's see if they have the skills so that at least we can move it down to maybe 175, not 175, move it to 1 to 75 or 1 to 50. We are going to be looking for TypeScript, Python, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, Node, Angular, Next.js, MongoDB, SQL, React.js, API, REST, Cloud, Agile, CI/CD, cross-functional, and a bonus points are architecture, extra language, and Git, which you probably won't have, and that's okay. So, software engineer intern. Also, thank you very much for picking a stack. It's very beneficial. Once you get into the world, you need to pick full, back, or front, and if it's back, you need to pick the language. So, but you did that, and that's very good, which is full stack. So, let's see. Assigned to platform team and developed software cross-functionally across 8 enterprise products using HTML, so we can get into CDI. Okay, so here's the problem. This is gonna again. This is why you can't just throw keywords in. You can't have too many keywords in the same sentence. This should be broken down into 2 sentences. Okay, so assigned to platform team where I developed software. Where I used TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, and CSS on a Azure server, or on a Azure SQL, whatever, okay? So you're going to want SQL, then you're going to want Azure, then you're going to want specifically TypeScript, HTML, CSS, and then the next line you can use Agile Scrum environment, where'd it go? CI/CD and RESTful, okay? And then in the third one, then you can add the C# and everything else. So it's not bad. It's very possible that they look at all of this. You do want Angular. Angular is very good too. That should be in the second one. So you want to split it up, and it can be a problem of being too technical. And when you have to read 30 resumes in 15 minutes, which means you have less than 15 seconds to look at each, it's possible the recruiter may actually miss the keywords here because there's too many in a line. So this is not like the end-all be-all. I'm not saying this is awful or anything, but like this might be part of the problem, is it's you can easily miss it. So I would suggest removing Cosmos, removing Kendo UI, removing jQuery, remove Razor MVC, DevOps, sometimes that can be beneficial, and keep the C# and .NET towards the last 2 lines. Well, for this one, we want to focus entirely on this stuff, which, again, you do have this. This is good. This is why you are getting interviews, but we want to make it easier to read, okay? And in addition, normally I say put February 2020. Okay, that's fine. So, yeah, this is what I want to see, okay? I want to see this stuff right here at the top. I want that in the first 2 sentences. I don't want you to put all of it here because right now you have way too many here, right? So what we want in the first one is going to be TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, along with SQL and Azure. Then in the next one, we're going to have RESTful. We're going to have CI/CD. We're going to have Angular, and Angular should probably be the first one because it's really important, and Agile. Then the third one, what we're going to do is we're going to have like RESTful APIs again. We're going to have HTML, and we're going to have some of the other ones, and then we can put the C# the C Sharp, the whatever, the .NET one there. So you, weirdly enough, did too good of a job. You can't have too many keywords. It's a clarity of readability, because when someone non-technical reads that in 15 seconds, they could miss the keyword. So you have the right idea. You just need to tweak it a little bit, and then we can get more interviews for you, which is the goal. So let's go to the next resume. But overall, still good. So not bad. I don't want you to think this is a terrible resume. It's not. This is a resume review of, I need to double check, a data engineer. They said they have an internship offer, but it was an older version of resume with this content. Haven't been getting any interview calls for full-time roles since then. So first off, the resume that will get you an interview is the resume that will not get you, the resume that will get you an internship is not the resume that will get you a full-time job. What you need to do for an internship versus what you need to do for your first full-time job are different resumes. I know that sounds weird, but they need to be different resumes. So in addition, they have a 150-to-1 ratio, which is not good, but but let's see if we can fix this to make it easier. So I see you just graduated. Okay, so first off, if you are looking for visa sponsorship or anything else, it's gonna make it almost 3 times as much, because not a lot of companies are willing to do that, even if it's OPT, because a lot of companies are not aware of what an OPT is. So what we're gonna be looking for is Python in a data engineer is Python, ETL, data pipeline, Scala, data algorithms, SDLC, SQL, big data, Spark, cloud, warehousing, ability to manage and communicate data warehouse plans to a non-technical person. So skill section, I don't care about. Again, really, skill sections are not. Again, this is not bad, but this should be 2 lines max, no bolding. It should look like this. This is how it should look. Then we have experience. So this is what we're actually looking for. Build a benchmark data. Formatting's off a little bit. This should be 1 line, no bolded. The data set evaluated creativity, ending is in long context LLMs. LLMs could be a keyword. That's a bonus, but really not necessarily like the one they're directly looking for. Okay, nothing here. Snowflake, Corn LLM, Streamlit, don't care about. Don't care about RAG-based LLM. Snowpark, customer service, don't care about. Big data pipelines, this is good. So here's the problem. I have to go all the way here to get to the first keyword I'm looking for, because again, it doesn't count if it's up here. So I have to go all the way down here to get to the first keyword I care about. They might care about LLMs, but it's more of a bonus extra credit than the real thing. So data pipelines are something that is there. ML, again, that's a qualifying the AIs to migrate the rich from teams. Scalable ETL pipeline, good. That's what they want here. I'm using Spark, Hive, and was Hive it? Spark is good. So here's the problem, right? I have to go all the way here to find the first thing I care about, and then down here to find the next thing I care about, which is okay, and then nothing else here that I really care about, except for Spark and SQL, which are down here. And you've bolded everything that I don't care. Like, this is why you shouldn't bold it, because you're going to get it wrong. Look, why would you bold ARIMA, ETS, and NAV time series? I don't care about those. I don't care about shell scripting. I don't care about 25%. So stop bolding everything. You need to redo a lot of these keywords, a lot of these sentences. This is a solid one, okay? I don't really care about the 40% reduction in data processing time, but I do care that it was a scalable ETL pipeline using Spark, Hive, and shell scripting. So this is the part I kind of care about. Maybe you could add shell scripting or whatever, but you're missing Python, right? I don't think I saw Python. You're missing Python. You're missing, did I see Scala? I don't know, because it's really hard to find it in this resume because you bolded everything. I'm missing algorithms. I'm missing SDLC. I'm missing SQL, which I think you had at the very bottom, but that's way too far down. And I'm missing cloud. Wow, yeah, I don't think I even saw cloud. Yeah, and then how you communicated with other people. This does not work. So you really, really need to fix it and focus on the keywords that you find. There's way too many stuff here. Fix the formatting. Stop bolding everything, and you will have a better chance. But if you do need a visa, you're still looking at 3 times as much for somebody that is a citizen or green card holder. So realistically, if this was a 1 in 25 resume, which it's not, you would be looking at 1 in 75. But I want to get it to at least 1 in 25 so that you'll get an interview once every 1 in 75. And this is not going to make it. You need to redo like almost all of these bullet points. except for like 2 of them, which is the first half of this and one of the others down below. So let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of we're not sure, and this is part of the problem. So let me move this over here so I can be in the light, or the lack of it. This person has been constantly applying to different entry-level roles like business analyst, data analyst, scrum master, product analyst. And first off, there's a lot here. Those are different roles. These are the keywords for a data analyst: SQL, Excel, Tableau, Power BI, which are the similar, but AI, ML, Jira, Python, R, ETL, and being more of a subject matter expert and solving issues with data is different than having data analysis. I know it's weird. Business analysts need data analysis, the word, but not the rest of the skills. Looker, cross-functional is actually more important for business analysts. They need to do multitask, and then they need to be more of explaining stuff along with Excel, Word, and PowerPoint. These are different jobs. So, first off, resumes need to be per job title, okay? Different resumes for different job titles. You need the job title first, and then you can fill in the keywords. Second, this person says they are trying to get the best ATS score possible. ATS scores don't exist. ATSs sort people from the order they apply. First come, first serve. That is it. If you hear somebody say get an ATS score, get past the ATS, or anything like that, they are lying to you or misinformed. They are trying to steal your money. That is just the facts. While AI in ATS does exist, it's in such a minority of the actual businesses that realistically, unless you apply specifically to AI companies, you won't see it you will only see it in maybe 1 out of 100 applications at best. First come, first serve is how ATSs work. Workday, ADP, Taleo, and more. So ATS scores don't matter. And they also want to give me tips. What should be the name of the resume that we're uploading? That doesn't matter, really. The name of the resume doesn't really matter. As long as it's not a curse word, you're fine. So, yeah, that's even before we get to it. So first off, none of these keywords are going to be right because, again, data analyst keywords are different than from business analysts, are different from scrum master, are different from product analyst. Those are different roles. You need a resume for each of them, and then you need to apply as fast as possible. So pick the role, make a resume based on it, and you could have up to 4 different resumes, and then apply, because the ATS will sort you in the order you apply. And guess what? If you are applicant number 150 and they find enough people to send to the manager by the 100 mark or the 75 candidate mark, they're going to stop looking. So that's all that. None of these keywords are going to be right. So let's look at the actual resume itself to see what we can fix. So first off, this is too much. Gosh, this is so much. I don't need this should be 2 lines. None of it should be bolded. I just need your master's and your bachelor's. That's it. So just have your master's or bachelor's, fit it into a total of 2 lines, and stop bolding all of this. It should look like this. This is what it should look like, okay? Then we are going to go to the skills section, which don't matter. You can delete this safely. They need to be here. If a skill is not in a bullet point or under a job, an internship, or a project, it doesn't count. Analyze the data, look at efficiency, lead times, again, Excel. None of these keywords are going to be right because you don't know what you're applying for. So, to summarize, make 3 to 4 different resumes. 1 for the Scrum Master, 1 for the Data Analyst, 1 for the Business Analyst, 1 for the other thing that you said, Product Analyst. And then under each of those, you will use this formatting, and you will find the keywords for those and create bullet points of a what, how, why format. On my website, which is below, there is this form right here, where it is below that, is a sample of a barista resume. Are you a barista? No, but the way you would write a data analyst resume and a barista resume are shockingly similar. So use that as an example, use that as a guide. This is why you're not having any luck, is you're applying too late, your resume is not specific, and there's no keywords because of that. So ATS scores don't exist. Someone tells you that, they are lying. The only thing that matters to the ATS is if it is a Word, PDF, or Word docx document. Those are the 3 that it works. If it's not those, then it may not parse. But beyond that, you're fine. Next resume? Yes, next resume. This is a resume of a software engineer intern / entry level. So they sent this intern resume which they have a 1 to 25 ratio for, which is really solid for an intern. That's very good. But they will be graduating summer 2026 and was wondering how to tailor my resume for entry-level roles. So there is a huge difference between intern resumes and entry-level role resumes. They are very, very different, and the one that gets you one is not going to get you the other. So for interns, you basically want a very, very basic knowledge of the tech stack. Then you want to show how you take criticism, and direction, and how you can work well with others. Everybody forgets the criticism and directions and working well with others. Those are critical for interns. For your first full-time role, what you need to do is, instead of a broad amount of knowledge of languages, you need to pick a tech stack. You need to pick full stack, front end, back end, and if you pick back end, you need to pick Python, C#, COBOL, whatever, or Java. Probably not COBOL, but so, and the resume that a back-end Python resume that gets you a job or an interview will not get you that for a Java back-end position. So full stack front end, and then pick a type of back end, pick one of those, and you can have multiple resumes for each of them. That's okay. So for this one, let's look at this. This doesn't matter. Sorry about that. This does not matter. I do not need a summary. That's only if you're changing careers. This should be one line. And I will say I am a US-based recruiter. You were graduating in the UK, I think. Yeah, I don't know the UK as much. Maybe it's different, but I think you only need this, and that should be one line. I don't think you need this. That might be a UK specific thing, but at least in the United States you don't. Also, use this formatting. There should not be lines between these. None of these should be bolded. But developed a modern corporation website using React and Tailwind CSS, improving the user interface, ensuring cross-device function. That's fine for an intern. Integrate the client, MailChimp to integrate positions. Okay, good. So I don't care about these. These I don't care about. You had React over there. I would like a language in here, so Java, Python, C, whatever. And then in addition, I need to know how you worked well with others and took direction. That is critical for an intern. For a actual software engineer full-time, again, that's going to depend on your type of role. So if you were full stack, I need TypeScript, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Wow, I forgot JavaScript. But if you were, say, Python backend, I would want Python, Docker, something else. I will need SQL and cloud and all of them. WordPress is good for specifically front end, but none of the others. So a front end resume and SEO. So this is a solid so also your formatting is way off here. So this stuff needs to be in the bullet points. So is this a bad resume for an intern? Not really. But it's very competitive, so I really want to make sure that you can work well with others. You need to have that. I need to see the keywords in here, right? This is what I'm going for. The keywords need to be in here. And when you transition to your first full-time job, I will need you to pick a stack and then use the keywords from there. So that is it for this episode. Thank you all for joining me. I am here. I am the recruiter that is trying to help you all get jobs. I may not have a job for you directly, but I will teach you how to get one. And I want to get you ahead of your job search. I will see you in the next video.